passing NS0-184 exam to be a Netapp certified storage installation engineer. ONTAP certified to prove that you have skills in performing ONTAP installation services, adhering to Netapp quality standards, and using Netapp best practices. To help you prepare for NS0-184 exam well, we have updated NS0-184 exam dumps with new dumps questions and answers as your good dumps. DumpsBase ensure that you can prepare for NS0-184 exam well with good NS0-184 exam dumps questions and pass Netapp certified storage installation engineer ONTAP exam in the first attempt. This video shares free demo questions online. You can read NS0-184 free dumps online to check how good the DumpsBase NS0-184 exam dumps questions are. Question number 1. What are 3 reasons to implement Fabric Pool? Choose 3. A. To implement storage efficiency features. B. To reclaim space on primary storage. C. To move volumes to external capacity tiers. D. To use the volume backup feature. E. To shrink secondary storage. Answer. A, C, D. Question number 2. When you start a new service event report, what must be entered first? A. The case ID number. B. The project number. C. The node serial number. D. The sales order number. Answer. B. Question number 3. Which switch vendor is supported for the cluster network switches? A. Juniper Networks. B. Cisco. C. Brocade. D. Hewlett-Packard. Answer. B. Question number 4. After completing an installation, the customer wants to know how they can manually open a new technical case with Netapp Global Support. What are 3 ways to accomplish this task? Choose 3. A. Use the support site. B. Use the Netapp field portal. C. Use the mobile app. D. Use a telephone. E. Use auto support. Answer. C, D, E. Question number 5. A host cannot connect to the namespace configured on an NVMe-enabled SVM. In this scenario, what are 2 reasons for this problem? Choose 2. A. The namespace has not been added to the subsystem. B. The namespace has not been added to the igroup. C. The igroup has an incorrect NQN. D. The subsystem has an incorrect NQN. Answer. Add. Question number 6. You are asked to install 6 shelves to a production cluster. The cluster is running clustered data ONTAP and is a 4-node cluster. All 6 shelves will be cabled to the same hop pair. The customer wants you to assign all the new disks to a single node in the cluster. Which three tools would help you accomplish this task? Choose 3. A. The Hardware Universe web-based tool. B. The Synergy application. C. The Config Advisor application. D. The My Auto Support web-based tool. E. The System Setup application. Answer. ACD. Question number 7. After you install an AFF A702 node cluster with DS224C shelves, Config Advisor reports that your SAS cabling is in mixed path HA. You expected the SAS cabling be in quad path HA. You physically verify the LED status on the controllers and the shelves and notice no irregularities. However, a reboot of the SAS expander does not change the output. In this scenario, what should you do next? A. Open a case with Netapp support and turn off the disk shelves until the issue is solved. B. Disconnect the disk shelves from the controller and run Config Advisor again. C. Reseat the SAS I/O modules of the affected AFF A700 controller. D. Use multipath HA because it is the only cabling supported on an AFF A700 controller. Answer. C. Question number 8. Your customer wants a newly installed AFF C190 cluster to send SNMP notifications to a trap host called OVERWATCH01. In this scenario, which two statements are correct? Choose 2. A. Configure an SNMP community string on the cluster. B. Configure DNS on the cluster. C. Configure a trap host on the cluster. D. Configure a firewall policy and allow SNMP. Answer. B. C. Question number 9. You were dispatched to install a cluster made up of FAS 8060 and FAS 8080 controllers. There are 3 FAS 8060 controllers and 3 FAS 8080 controllers. Which solution would provide the largest possible cluster? A. A cluster made up of 2 nodes. B. A cluster made up of 4 nodes. C. A cluster made up of 5 nodes. D. A cluster made up of 6 nodes. Answer. B. Question number 10. You completed the installation of an AFF A700s with Netapp CN1610 switches. You used ports E0A and E0F with breakout cables to connect the controllers to the interconnect switches. After completing the cluster setup, ports E0E and E0I are not visible in OnCommand System Manager. In this scenario, what caused this problem? A. Breakout cables were used and the second port on the same ASIC became disabled. B. This is a hardware error and you must open a case with Netapp support. C. You must first enable the ports using the network port modify command. D. You are missing a license to enable those ports. Answer. C.